Development Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Welcome, students. It's a pleasure to be with you today. During this class, I would like to prepare you for the non-textual syllabus of your first formative test. May I remind you that the non-textual part is always 60% of your question paper, be it a formative test of 20 marks or the board exam of 80 marks. First, let's talk about the tests and exam. The first formative test is out of 20 marks. The non-textual is 60%, so the total marks are 12. The second formative test for you this year is again 20 marks. 60% means once again 12 marks. And the final, the board exam, out of 80 marks, non-textual being 60%, the total is 48 out of 80. Of course, the topics for the non-textual syllabus are different for the two formative tests. For the board exam, all are included. Let us now look at the question paper for the first formative test. Of course, as I told you in the beginning, we will look only at the non-textual syllabus. To start with, we have section A, reading skills, question 1, comprehension, 8 marks. Same as the board paper. Then we have section B, writing skills. For this section, you have a choice between notice and advertisement, 3 marks. And then you have section C, grammar. The topic is Modal Auxiliaries. You'll be getting 1 sentence, 1 mark. So, do you see with 8, 3 and 1 how we arrive at 12 marks? Good. Today, I want to teach you the 4 topics in the non-textual part of the question paper for the first formative test. As you can see, there is a topic selected from each of the sections. Now, right at the very outset, I want you to know that these are 3 questions in which you can score full marks. So you can get 8 out of 8 in comprehension. You can score 3 out of 3 for notice or advertisement. And you can get 1 full mark for your modal auxiliary. In fact, that's how you get 12 out of 12. Full 60%. However, please note the condition. It must be free of errors. Now, isn't that great? None of these topics are brand new for you, but since last year in the 11th standard, you have learned that the approach is a little different. Let us begin with question 1. The topic of comprehension is from section A, reading skills. Please remember that your ability to comprehend, that is, to read a given text with understanding, is what is tested. You know that the total marks allotted for the first formative test are 20. The time allotted is only 1 hour. So, proportionate distribution of time per question is very important. For comprehension, a carefully selected passage of maximum 300 words is provided. The number of words and the source of the passage are both clearly mentioned. An ideal passage for the Goa board question paper pattern, teachers also, please note, should consist of only 4 paragraphs. The instructions and the order of sub-questions strictly follows the model question paper. Question 1A has 4 sub-questions. They are always in sequential order. So, question 1 is based on the first paragraph. Question 2, that's B, is based on the second paragraph. And the same goes for questions C and D. Remember, each answer, according to the instruction, must be written in a complete sentence with grammaticality, that's correctness, both in syntax and semantics, and no spelling mistakes, please. Thank you. Now, how to approach question 1? Listen carefully, okay? I'm going to give you some clues which will make it easier for you. The first formative test is not a regular classroom activity. So you don't really have the time to read the passage several times in order to understand it or to appreciate its content. Speed is the key word here. A suitable approach would be to first read the questions and next to quickly read the paragraphs, locate the answer to each question as you read and comprehend the paragraph corresponding to the question. Write down each answer neatly and you're done with question 1A. Now, questions 1B and 1C are called MCQs, which is short for multiple choice questions. These questions test your vocabulary and your mastery of the language at your level, of course. Now, this is what it looks like. So you have comprehension, passage of 4 paragraphs. Then you have question 1A, A, B, C, D, sub-questions. 4 answers to be written in complete sentences, not single words, not phrases, but complete sentences. Maximum 15 words, so 10 to 15 words each. Questions 1B and 1C are MCQs, so the total marks are 4 to 2. That's 4 plus 4, 8, and you get your full 8 marks. Now, for practice, let's take a look at this passage. This is what it looks like, okay? So you read the following passage carefully, and this is your passage consisting of 4 paragraphs. It's a lovely passage. You can read it by yourselves. So that's paragraph 1, paragraph 2, 3, and paragraph 4. The total number of words in the passage is 290. As you can see, it's clearly printed. and of course the source is also printed. Okay. So, the source of this passage is the NCERT English Core. It is a textbook of the English language. Now, here are the questions. On the basis of your reading of the above passage, answer the following questions briefly in complete sentences of about 10 to 15 words each. So, this is for 4 marks. As I have told you, the approach is like this. First, read the questions. Question 1 will always be on the first paragraph. So, let us take a look at question 1. Okay. Which aspects of Indian culture are much admired in the world? Now, let us search for the answer very quickly. We will locate it in the first paragraph. The first paragraph begins with the words, our great nation. Now, I want you to go back to the question and remember the exact wording. What does the world admire about our Indian culture? Okay, so there you are. Our great nation India has a rich cultural heritage. Our traditional music and dance, drama and sculpture have been the wonder and admiration of the whole world. You have your answer there, okay? But let's quickly go through the paragraph. A high order of civilization has flourished in this country, resulting in advancements in the fields of art and architecture. We have achieved full growth and development in the field of culture since ages. Okay. Now, you found your answer to question 1. Now, let's take a look at the B question. Mention 4 examples of India's rich inheritance in art and architecture. So, we are looking for 4 examples of India's rich inheritance. Let's take a look at the second paragraph. Our culture revolves around the spiritual wisdom of our ancestors. The Vedas, the Upanishads, and the 2 great epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, clearly laid down the philosophy of life at an early stage. We have a rich inheritance. There you are. Those are the keywords. They help you locate the answer. In the fields of art and architecture. So, what are the examples? The forts, palaces, temples and caves are examples of man's endeavor to achieve spiritual realization. So, there you are. You have your second answer. Let's take a look at the third sub-question. Question number C. What provides a divine experience when listening to Indian classical music? Divine experience. What provides a divine experience? Okay, so let's look at that paragraph. Indian classical music is acclaimed the world over for its depth and beauty. There are 2 main streams. They are Hindustani and Carnatic music. Although they are slightly different in practice, theoretically they are the same because they are based on the same rules. Have you found the keywords yet? No. Let's proceed. They both express different moods and emotions through ragas, tal, is the rhythm of a song. The harmonious union of the two, which two? Ragas and tal, makes listening or performing a divine experience. So there you are, students. You've got your third answer. Now let's take a look at the fourth question. Quickly, we will look at the question. The D question is, if not entertainment, what is dance considered to be in India? If not entertainment, what is dance considered to be? In India, dance is not a form of entertainment. Interesting. It is a method of spiritual realization through aesthetic expression. The many forms of Indian classical dance convey profound emotions through facial expressions and gestures. The success of these gestures lies in coordinated movements of limbs and eyes. A successful dancer has to undergo strenuous practice for a long time. There are also a great number of folk and tribal dances in our country. Most social and religious. So you can see, students, we already have the answer to our question. If not entertainment, what is dance considered to be in India? You have your answer in the very second sentence. It is a method of spiritual realization through aesthetic expression. So with that, you have your 4 answers. Please remember to write down in complete sentences, leave lines between answers, keep your work neat. Believe me, all the 4 answers are in paragraph-wise order. And this is how every comprehension passage is designed. Please remember, students, that the question paper is called student friendly. So that is how we want you to approach the passage. Okay? So read the questions first, then you read the paragraphs. Now, of course, it is preferred if you can express in your own words. That proves your comprehension. That proves your comprehension. But some students may lift the material, the answer, from the paragraph. That's no problem. Okay? Now, shall we take a look at the MCQs? That's question 1B and question 1C. Question 1B reads like this. Choose the correct meaning of the word given below from the alternatives provided. Please note that one alternative may be, of course, it's up to the paper setter, it may be none of the above. Now let's take a look at how these alternatives are arranged. Okay? I told you in the beginning, the approach is different, and if you know how to look at the question, then the answer is not difficult to find. One is always the correct answer. One is the direct opposite. So it's wrong. One is, it sounds very close. For example, look at this one, ancestors, and look at the C option, ancient forms of music. Ancient. You may be fooled. Ancestor starts with A and C. Ancient starts with A and C. It might be no. So there you are. None of the above is the fourth option. So obviously the correct answer will have to be selected from two options, people of the following generation, people of the past generations. So, now you tell me which is the correct answer. So, this is how you go to the second. Look at the second sub-question, convey. Convey. Look at the B option. Convenient or easy? Convenient, C-O-N. None of the above. We'll see. Now, to take away or to carry, to give, to transfer. So, you know how it is. We often say, do convey my best wishes. Convey, give, transfer, to carry to a place. Now, let's go to the 1C question. It reads like this. The alternatives provided below are words from the passage. The alternatives, okay? Select the alternative that best matches the meaning given below. So, the meaning is 1, the alternatives are 4 words from the passage. It's up to you, and this is where, as I told you, your vocabulary is being tested. You can read these MCQs by yourselves, take your time, understand them, comprehend them, okay? The second one, you know, the meaning is quite long because it's taken from a very reliable, non-debatable source. But the words are 4, they are from the passage, and only 1 is correct. So, with that, students, we come to the end of question 1, comprehension topic. Thank you. As I said, it is easy, and I hope that I have made it easier for you. Now, shall we proceed to the second question? Now, let's look at the next question. The topic is notice, writing, or advertisement. First, we'll do notice writing. You have to draft a notice. The objective is simple. Students must be able to draft a notice in the prescribed format and containing all the essential points related to the topic. Simple, isn't it? Let's quickly go through the format that you have already been introduced to in the last academic year. Let's look at the steps that you have to remember when you take on this question. So, these are the steps, okay? They are very systematically placed, and if you follow them, you know, you will get full 3 out of 3 marks. To start with, you have to take the center of the page and you draw 3 sides of a box. I will show you later what the model looks like. Now, our work is going to be all within the box. So, you leave the top line. On line 2, in capital letters, write the name of the school and the place, both being provided in the question. Then you leave line 3. You have to leave lines in between each of the items. On line 4, in capital letters again, you must write the word notice. Center it in the box and write the word notice. Then you leave the next line. On line 6, you can count the lines, you know. Write the title of the notice briefly. only the first letter of each word must be written in capital letters. Again, leave a line. Now, beginning on line 8, write the content of the notice in one paragraph. Remember, you have a word limit, 30 to 40 words, so you have to be within that, you know. Your notice should answer questions what, when, where, and who. So now your notice is written, completed. Leave a line. On the left hand side, write the name of the notice writer provided in the question. Below it, write the designation, which is also provided in the question. It may be head boy, it may be secretary, it may be anything. On the right hand side, in line with the designation of the notice writer, you write the word principal. Capital P, and remember the correct spelling, P-A-L ending. Watch out. Then you leave a line on the left hand side. You write the word date, and you write the date. See how the date is written? The day, the month, the year. Okay? So, then you leave a line, and only then close the box. Okay? So, your final result, you know, should be very pleasing to look at. That's it. Now, let's take a quick look at the model question, and you can read the actual notice for practice. So, here is the model question. You are Mickey or Minnie, head boy or head girl, of Perfect Higher Secondary School, Perune, Goa. You have been asked to draft or to prepare a notice inviting articles for a wallpaper on the theme Importance of Cleanliness. Mention kinds of articles, last date, and any other relevant information. Now, please remember, much of the information is already provided to you in the question. Be smart and alert. Relevant information, it's up to you because you have a word limit. So, 30 to 40 words, and of course, the marks are 3 marks. Now, this is what your notice answer to the question should look like. That is, if you choose the notice. So, you have your box, you leave a line, and then you write the name of the school and the place, then you leave a line, the word notice, then you leave a line. Now, can you point out to me an error over here? Yes, there is an error. So, after the word notice, you leave a line, and then you write the title, the heading of the notice. As you can see, the first letter is in capitals, the rest is in small. And then of course you leave a line, the notice. Look at the wording of the notice. Our higher secondary school is organizing a wallpaper on the theme Importance of Cleanliness to celebrate World Cleanliness Day. Please give original articles like essays, poems, cartoons, quizzes, etc. Last date is mentioned and assure prizes that becomes an attraction. And then of course, as per the format rules, the name, the designation, the date on the left hand side, the word principal on the right hand side in line with the designation, and then of course you close the box. So there you are, that's your notice, and I presume that you can get full marks. Now, shall we look at the advertisement? This is an advertisement of the classified variety. It has a word limit of 30 to 40 words, and the marks are the same as notice, 3 marks. Here are the steps. So you draw 3 sides of a box, you leave a line, write the main heading, the title in the center of the box, then you leave the line that follows. You write the advertisement in short, simple, precise phrases. Content words may be replaced with figures. You don't have to write, for example, salary. You don't have to say 25,000 rupees. You can just write 25 and 000. Use address information given in the question. Then you leave a line and you close the box. That's so simple. So here is a model question. You are looking for a commerce or arts graduate to run your popular bookstore Pustak Mahal, ground floor, Jai Complex, Ponda. Write a suitable advertisement to be published in the classified advertisements column of a local newspaper, giving relevant details. So you have your model advertisement, the heading, situation, vacant. Pustak Mahal, your favorite bookstore needs a graduate in any stream to work as sales, cash, store in charge, age 22 to 25 years, salary negotiable, walk-in interview on the date provided, time is provided, and the address. Please notice that ground floor are written in short. Classified advertisements are written that way. So with that, you will close the box. Now the next thing to do is to look at the next question. Okay, so we have covered 8 plus 3, 11 marks of your non-textual syllabus for the first formative test. Now, let's take a look at the grammar. Modal auxiliaries, this is your topic. You have one sentence, one blank, and every possible assistance is given to you. It's up to you, students, to know which is the most suitable modal to fit into that blank to make that question correct or the statement correct. A modal auxiliary verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate an attitude, a mode or a tone. Auxiliary means helping. So, a modal auxiliary is a helping verb that accompanies another main verb in a sentence, but what is its function? Its function is to show the attitude, the tone. I hope you have understood. Here are some examples. Take a look at these examples. I have tried to cover most of the modal auxiliaries. Now, the first will be the tone or the modality. For example, the likelihood or the possibility, and the options might, but those options are not provided in the question, okay? Only the tone or the modality is mentioned. So, ability, capability, permission, request, you know, it's very important. Never say, can I enter the classroom? Can I enter? Miss, teacher, sir? No, you must say, teacher, please, may I enter? Very important, students. This is after all language, communication skills, English. Please remember. Then you have willingness or certainty, habit, condition, compulsion or order, or obligation or advice or suggestion or necessity or expectation. Many synonyms are there, okay, for the tone, but the modal auxiliaries are the ones provided in brackets. Then there are others like dare, need, be, do. Now here are some examples of modal auxiliaries in sentences. This is how you would get a sentence, a question for your exam, your first formative test or the second formative test, or of course the prelim, or maybe even the board exam. The first sentence, I dash complete this project all by myself. The instruction is insert a modal auxiliary of capability. Capability, capable. I can. The second, please, may. That's the modal auxiliary of request. And the third example, it, possibility, probability, you know. It may rain today, it might rain today. So, to summarize, the non-textual part of your question paper for the first formative test, it consists of question 1, comprehension, question 2, notice writing or advertisement, and question 3, modal auxiliaries. With that, we come to the end of our English 1 lesson for the day. I hope that the non-textual part of your first formative test is clear to you. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day. Thank you.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.